don't do anything come to shush.
Abo
ngoba ngangihlela kwi-passenger seat kuphela.
Ayibona. That's you guys are in a relationship. Passenger. Princess. You guys are in a relationship.
I can't sit at the back ngathi ngikwi-Uber where else we're going to the gigs. So too, podcasting industry is one of, if not only, I think it's the only industry that doesn't succumb to corruption. If you got or if do you think he'd be where he is right now? There's no way. You see what you're describing, lack of ubuntu, that is Musa Kau.
It's that his fans didn't react the same way as Landoga. His fans not Scott reacted. That's why
I think
not that I'm comparing him to Landoga. But he's a public figure now.
When these people want to go to France, they sit in their house and they put French stickers on everything and know everything in French. They can't do that with English. I mean with Zulu. So. Hayibo.
Say sengaze ngibe second option ngibhekile.
Abantu besisabadayo leyo ukuthi no ngiyajola, I must leave girls alone.
Nah.
Guys don't have that.
I do. Asijol phela.
Kodwa yena uyayazi leyo nto leyo.
Was kahle.
Yo, bethuna nabantu.
We don't do anything come to shush.
Abo
ngoba ngangihlela kwi-passenger seat kuphela.
Ayibona. That's you guys are in a relationship. Passenger. Princess. You guys are in a relationship.
I can't sit at the back ngathi ngikwi-Uber where else we're going to the gigs. So too, that's crazy.
So you just randomly at the gig with him all the time?
No, he said to me, "Ishabo man sengikhipha imfihlo man." But sort of tohonyana so. Sort of piece job nyana so.
Tell him if he needs a hype man, I'm really good at that.
Woo! He needs a he needs a manager.
Ooh, I can do that. No, I can't. I'm a student. I'm drowning. But if he needs like a hype man who's like, I am good at that actually.
Yeah. So
I'm very loud.
You're very good at that.
I'm very loud. When I'm drunk.
Low key.
That's all. There's nothing hectic.
Ayebo.
What's him? Guys,
this is crazy.
Long time ago.
Sorry,
viewers. Probably they won't.
They will. They should.
They probably won't. They keep people as and encourage and say promoter or code.
Masu DJ betu. I can be your MC and everything.
Ooh, but I don't think you choose an MC. I think it depends. Like you see how there's resident DJs. I think there's resident MCs as well.
Yeah, but some DJs they have like a person that they go with who stands there and hypes the crowd for the DJ.
You wanna do that for me?
Yeah. Or I can be like your content as a DJ. I can be your content. You know how Waffles has that white chick, colored chick who just I can do that.
So inshallah, my angle,
yeah.
We got this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What up, YouTube? Welcome back to Stay Talking, where the conversation never ends. Today, as usual, I'm here with the yappers, but we're lacking. Squatty, Siashota, Aspelelanga.
Spelela.
Sotuthanda, Spelelanga. It's like he's a missing person. Nesikhangele sothando bethunana samgcina nini last week. Please find him for us. Asmazi nathi disappeared. But otherwise, yappers, how are y'all feeling for now?
I'm feeling good. I wanna go take a dump.
TMI.
I'm full of shit now. I'm tired.
There's a lot going on.
No.
I'm
tired.
I'm
groove is the strong.
I don't groove. I work.
As of recent, groove is the strong.
It's work. Yes, I don't get paid, but it's work. But it's work. I don't groove.
And then said,
I'm groove.
This grinding, no pay, no balance.
You feel?
I mean, it's telling them sports.
Yeah, but guys, you know, give us something to give back to the community.
Type.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Do you think we're gonna give back, Vel?
Yeah.
You don't think we're gonna be affected by corruption?
Me, no. I'm very moral.
What do you mean, no?
No.
Yeah, guys, no, sell drugs, ne? But I'll be here.
Yeah.
Benefit
I'll support
Do your
your
thing.
business. You
Do
can
your
sell your
thing.
drugs.
support
thing.
as soon as I now.
And
No,
was
I'll be like,
so yeah, this
good
is
for
a
you,
very
babe. Something like good for you. Pack them drugs. Yes, Pablo Escobar. But I am not part of
We
it.
have pen, get
I will not be part
Yeah,
of
man.
it.
Yes, Pablo Escobar.
I told you I'm a really good hype man. Come on now.
But you do your things. You do your things.
You know, I was asking because I was watching the Lokuzana MacG, and they were
Yeah.
saying basically, the podcasting industry is one of, if not only, I think it's the only industry that doesn't succumb to corruption.
In what sense?
Like, you just speak your shit.
Oh yeah, true.
You don't.
Exactly.
There's no, even if there's is there nepotism? Yeah, you can say, but you just speak your shit. You're not restrained and stuff.
Yeah.
And if I could let the bag go, why busy parliament?
What is your parliament?
Make you a busy parliament.
What did MacG do?
What did MacG? What hasn't MacG done?
I want to say I hate him, but
I love
I'm
MacG.
not a fan of
I
him.
can't
I'm a
lie. I
big
can't
fan.
lie. I haven't dug
No,
deep into his.
I haven't dug deep, but the things I've seen, I'm good.
I mean, I'm a big. Do you know what I like about MacG? He doesn't.
But that's a bad thing. That's called not being human.
What?
What you mean?
Speaking your mind.
No, speaking your mind has to humanity is being able to speak your mind in a way that doesn't hurt another person.
Oh, if
He
you're doing
lacks-
something, if you are selling,
drugs,
exactly, and
But
you
he
are
doesn't
selling-
do that. He comes with rumors and is like, instead of saying drugs, also drugs and little girls. That's what he does.
No, but
He
then
adds
those things
the
are
worst
verified
rumor.
because if it's not like he just wakes up today and decides I want to talk shit about this person.
Verified by
like this.
who? He just
They have their sources. Do you actually think
nah.
if or if do you think he'd be where he is right now? There's no way.
Yes, that's what he thrives off of.
No,
He's been
don't
doing
you
that.
think these people that he's
Come on,
attacking would
a
have
lot-
taken him to court and it would have been like
a lot of
into
things.
hectic,
Okay, now
Defamation of
now
character.
Exactly.
what does Pella? I'm not saying what he's saying is illegal. He just does rumors. If these people don't feel defamed, it doesn't mean it's not disrespectful.
Oh, what are
That's
we
what I'm
talking about
saying.
celebs?
But
People
that's the
that
thing.
like
But what he says doesn't affect their brand or doesn't affect them making money. It affects maybe like okay, people now think of me somehow, but they're still making money. Who? Tyler's still making money. Didn't he say shit about her? Ari Lennox hates that man. Still making money. You know? All these people still make money even though he bashed them on his platform.
But defamation,
But
still, it's a
that's
serious
but that's
thing.
the thing.
You can sue people for defamation, but to win, you have to prove you lost income because of him defaming you. You get me?
Nah, man. But I
No.
don't think you would have
But
gotten this
still,
one. It's not. Now you're making it seem as if he just
No,
thinks
go
of
with
these
Tina
rumors.
Aston.
He
to
does.
say- No, there's no way. How is it that he always gets inside info? He has his ways. There's no
inside
way.
info that has never been proven.
But it has
ever.
never been denied as well.
Okay, Manje, as a celebrity, listen. I'm gonna say this because I've been through it, Nami. Not that I'm a celebrity, but I've been through a situation where a rumor was spread about me, where I felt like if I deny it, it just solidifies the fact that I'm trying to now save my image. It's you giving
But
attention.
celebrities are all about image. These are public figures.
You giving attention to someone that everybody knows just says shit for cloud. Just says, oh, so what he's saying maybe
But
is
also,
true.
I feel like I'm on Lou's side. The aspect of Bana, come on. The aspect of Bana, anyway, he has his sources, ne? But also, when he talks about them, it's a situation of Bana getting other people's opinion on the situation.
And then the thing is, he doesn't just Like if he talks about someone and this person now later comes and joins he will ask those exact things. It's not
In
like
front of the person.
Being able to say it in front of the person doesn't mean it's not disrespectful. That's my point. He lacks
but
humanity.
it doesn't mean
that's
it's a
that's
lie.
my only point. Hey,
But I'm not saying
I didn't say it was a lie.
you can't say bad things about a person. Let's say example. Let's say you're Thais. Let's say you're Thais. Manje, is there a nice way to ask you to your Thais or Thais? Is there really a nice way to ask you?
Yes, with compassion.
So,
what am I doing? I'm getting What do
That's
you
the
mean?
problem. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Oh,
That's what
come
I'm
on.
I
saying.
must feel bad for you with your Thais.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh my god. I love the way Lina Shem. I love it because
no, you can't there's lacking humanity. That's what it is. Lacking we are raised with Ubuntu, but he can't portray that, which is why you have people agreeing with him because it's so refreshing that he can say whatever he wants. It's not refreshing. It's a lack of humanity.
it's not
To
humanity.
not be able to you don't know those people, right? He doesn't know those people.
He doesn't have to. They are public figures.
But he doesn't know those people. He knows nothing about them. He knows nothing about their real life. And he's going around spreading shit about them. That's what I'm saying.
Moti spreading shit. You act as if
Exactly.
And another thing is that he gives them the platform to say, prove me wrong.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Not
all of them.
He literally, who was this? Nkosazana. There was a time when Nkosazana was pregnant and there were rumors, is the baby Inganega, Master Kechi or Inganega Kabanban. He literally said to her, Mama, take me to court. Take me to court and then the paternity will be revealed. If I'm lying, he said, I can't remember who he chose between the two. And then he's like, if I'm lying,
even a broken clock is right twice a day. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I don't think he would be. Look at Musa Kaula.
A broken clock.
Look at Musa Kaula. Musa Kaula is now talking shit about people. That is Musa. You see what you're describing? You see, lack of Ubuntu. That is Musa Kaula. Yeah, that one.
What does
they do the same thing. They do the exact same thing.
I don't think.
What does Musa do?
He spreads rumors.
I wouldn't put Musa Kaula and MacG.
Rumors.
No, Musa Kaula is downright disrespectful. He'll tell you, I don't give a shit about you. And he'd be like, let's say I'm at let's say someone else here dies.
A victim.
Let's say someone else dies. He'd be like, I don't tell next in things like that. Whereas MacG would just be like, nah, but she said it.
So Taisa ngendo. That's
Musa Kaula will literally githini degrade you. That's Musa Kaula.
How do you all feel about Penuel?
Here.
Penuel, I have I think I said this before. With Penuel, when you listen to him, you can't be faint-hearted. Especially if you're gonna be a Han. You can't be faint-hearted. My chat is, I'm not saying Yonkita Shaya is right, but there's certain things that you just jump and say, Penuel no mama Simba, because you are not actually listening to what he's saying. He makes valid points sometimes. And because or he just has this thing of rubbing hands off the wrong way, not just hands, gents too, but he just has this thing of rubbing them off the wrong way that whenever he says something, you don't think to listen to say, actually.
So
and it's not every time.
If you can't portray your message in a way that is palatable to people who are even against you, then you're not good at spreading your message. That's all I'm saying. People, you can disagree with people, but hear their point. If people are so clouded by the way he says his message, and I feel like most of his opinions are negated by who he is, the things we know about him. All of his opinions are kind of negated by that stuff, and you're like, but aren't you the guy with 7 baby mama? Everything he has to say, the comeback is, aren't you the guy with 7 kids and 5 baby mamas that you don't even pay for? You know? So I think that's where his disconnect is, where most of the time you don't even want to listen to him, because especially when it comes to opinions about women, because it's like, aren't you the guy with 5 baby mamas and 7 kids? You know? That's where it becomes like, I think people don't want to listen to him, because every time he says something about women, you know it's invalid, because he couldn't even fulfill what he says is important, you know? So it's like, what are we talking about, right? What are we talking about? You know?
I want to oppose you so bad.
Mm.
Like every fiber of my being. It makes sense, but also if you look at it from such a perspective, you're good to Yena vele maqala ukukhuluma, people would always be like, yeah, but aren't you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But that's also flawed.
Mm.
It's
I
very
agree.
flawed in my opinion,
Yeah,
because
that's my point.
you can't now ubamba umuntu ngezinto wayezenza kudala. Do you understand? He's still making babies now.
No, but he still has them kids, and he's still not
It's
maintaining
not like you can
them.
erase a kid,
But he's still not maintaining them.
technically,
He's still
he has
not
his reasons.
marrying the
Not
mothers
valid.
of those kids, you know?
He has his reasons. Yes, they might not be valid, but what I've noticed is that, you see, with people think differently, right? So his reasons are valid to him, and whatever you say, there's nothing that you can do. They make sense to him.
Okay, but they make sense to him, but if they make sense to him, then why doesn't he live by those reasons? Like the opinion,
What are the reasons,
the
Manje?
opinion that we talked about
him.
that time, where he was saying, Guti, if you have ban kids, you shouldn't want to get married. What did he say?
He said women with kids. How can he live to that? He's not a woman.
No, he was saying women with kids shouldn't get married. Women shouldn't get married.
He said virgins are the ones that should be lobolat.
Yeah, basically.
Career-aspiring women and women with kids.
So He is.
He's not lobolating his baby mamas.
Okay, but who is supposed to lobola them? If he's not
they're not
lobola
supposed
them?
to be lobolat according to him.
Yeah, but now, so now he ruins someone's chance of getting lobola, but he's going around telling people that they shouldn't get lobola. If he wasn't going to lobola them, he shouldn't have given them babies.
This goes back to what I'm saying. See, now we are basing it based on the things he did. The
That's
time he
what I'm
made those
saying.
kids, he didn't think like that.
Oh,
now he thinks like that.
So why doesn't he complete the process since he thinks like that now? The
ones with kids shouldn't be lobolat. So why would he go? And then he has a kid. He has a kid with this girl. And then later he says, no, those with kids mustn't get lobolat.
When he met them, they probably were virgins.
Probably.
And then
I wouldn't bet my life.
And then
I wouldn't bet my life. But
men who speak like that are men who intentionally go for virgin because they feel like they deserve those people, because those are the only people they deserve to be
not really.
Yeah. I wouldn't bet my life on that.
My argument though is, yes, it's a flawed way of looking at him, but it's the only way you can look at him, because his opinions are so contrary to his actions that you're like, okay, but like you still, but okay, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's like, how can I give an example? If I came to you and I was like, good girls should only ever have no nails, no nail polish, nothing, you know? Mm-hmm. And then here I am with nail polish, you know? It doesn't make sense because I'm doing exactly what I'm saying should be done, you know?
No, I don't think that's the right analogy. I think
it would be... His example is like, I can't think of a good example now.
Let me give you an analogy that I can think of now. It's like when somebody has a criminal record. He was a thief. But now and he's preaching, don't. Now you're gonna bamba that in police and say, but you have a criminal record.
Yes. Okay. That's why they want to release the sexual offenders registry in South Africa.
Oh, they should do that.
But honestly, someone's fighting it with your logic. I think it was a political, I think it was like IFP or something. Or one of the ministers was like, no, let's not release this because these people deserve a second chance. Because you're fighting, it's your logic.
They do deserve a second chance, but
sure,
yes,
but
it
shouldn't we know?
Yes, you should know, but you knowing doesn't now mean, let's say there's like a rapist. Obviously, you're not gonna hire a rapist at an all girls high, obviously, but it doesn't mean. No, what am I saying?
It means
I had a thought, and it was so fire.
Cook.
Yo.
My thought is exactly what you're saying. Yes, they should be allowed back into the world. Fine. They've been rehabilitated. We don't know about South Africa because that doesn't seem to be the case. They have been rehabilitated. This list goes out so that people know who these people are. And because of the fact that you fall in that list of people, you are not allowed to do certain things. If you're a sexual offender, you shouldn't be allowed to teach kids. Boys or girls. I don't care if they're all boys, I don't care if it's all girls. If your criminal record said sexual assault of a minor should not be in a school. Get me? Should not be in a place where you have easy access to children. That's what I'm saying. Also, the Penuel thing is like that. Because he has a history of mistreating women. He should now have an opinion. You know, he shouldn't be telling us opinions about things that he didn't even do. You know?
I mean, he had an epiphany. He had a realization. Maybe he's still searching.
You see now you're making me fight that. That's like saying you can't have an opinion about rape and rape. You see? I'm messing with you.
This is about wisdom.
I hear you. I'm messing with you. Nah,
wisdom.
Yo,
Wisdom.
literally, my neck is sore. I've been turning my head. By the way, what?
Speak your shit.
Nah.
No, but Penuel though, I give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to lie. Even though I might not agree with what he's saying, I give him a chance to actually hear him and say, okay, this guy, and sometimes for me, it genuinely does make sense.
I tried, Nami, because when people were saying he has business advice as well, was it him that you were talking about? Someone said something
business
about
advice.
He's like, business advice. Fine,
I don't even take business advice from business teachers because why are they successful?
Exactly. This is why I have a problem with my accounting lecturers. You are not an accountant. I'm joking. They are qualified accountants.
Shots are fired.
They are qualified. But yeah, people do that all the time where they want to advise you on things they failed at. It's like if you were trying
not the best teacher.
But like it's like that's like if I'm trying to sell you a social media course and my social media is like, you know, it's like me trying to tell you how to become an influencer. Am I an influencer?
Are you an influencer?
No.
Somewhere.
I'm
getting there. Guys, please follow me on IG. Please follow us on IG. But follow me, cool. Like me, double tap.
I'm gonna start vlogging, guys. I wanna be one of those influencers who just talk and you guys just listen. Because I feel like I talk to myself.
No, I want to be called on events.
But you need to do something.
I want to do everything. I don't want to be limited. Oh, actually. Guys, don't you guys know anyone that has a clothing brand or something?
Yeah.
Do you know that person? A person that has that?
Yeah.
A clothing brand.
I think I can find someone.
Or someone that's willing to start one and mangiti, let's go. What's it go now?
Go away.
When?
Serious?
I want to start one.
Do you know how to knit? Do you have a machine?
I don't know.
Let's
how
start
to
with
knit.
something. I can't be bringing you materials and still be your Bob the Builder.
I have ideas. I can learn how to knit. Give me a week.
Do you have the machine though?
Which machine?
Yo,
sewing machine.
Shoot your toe in izandla phela wena.
Oh, that.
Yes.
Oh, I can get that machine.
When?
They're not expensive also.
You serious? Guys, ngiphelelwa ama-outfits.
There's gang of them.
Where?
Back home.
Where's home?
It will be sent to Korea.
It's not.
I'm an outfit phela guys serious.
I
Matatiela
thought
for Xhosa people.
Yeah,
it's for what?
It's not for Xhosa people.
Where is
Matatiela? It's for Nantuka, Botswana, and Tuntun.
Where is Matatiela?
Serious.
It's in Eastern Cape.
Exactly.
Matatiela is not for Xhosa people, but Nana.
It's in Eastern Cape though.
Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a Xhosa boy.
Matatiela, but Nana, I cause Eastern Cape, Natlan.
It's Eastern Cape, Matatiela.
Don't deny your roots. It's okay. It's not embarrassing.
No, but for real, ngiphelelwa my outfits at like, let me put it like that. So I need like,
girl, that's crazy.
Someone else won't sponsor me.
You know who's not getting sponsored anymore?
Who's that?
Scott's.
Scott's Maphuma.
He ain't getting sponsored anymore.
A lot of podcasts have been talking about this, eh?
Hey, then.
But like, nah, it's a topic very, very because like, you can't we are also technically in the space where we're putting ourselves in the public. Now imagine, let's say a year from now, we actually get where we want to be. And now you're in the street and people want to say hi to you. And you're on some...
Aningenzelanga lotho. I got you on my home.
We all kind of get him.
I kind of get him.
We're not saying he should have...
I feel like him night. choice of words.
You know,
You know,
I think Mina, where
the
he
way
went
of putting
wrong.
it. That's where, you know, like, for instance, because I remember also Nasty C said the same shit. Yeah, when
Guys,
he
speaking
said the
of
same
nasty,
age.
didn't he break up with his hand?
No.
They didn't break up.
No.
I sent the video on TikTok. They didn't break up.
No, she was literally posting yesterday to his song.
Boring. I thought they broke up. That was some juicy shit right there.
Really?
That's some
Maybe they didn't.
Oh, not just because it's their fit.
That's some high school. That's some high school.
You see, that
Toxic
relationship.
true love.
That relationship is proof that marriage is not an end goal for everyone, eh?
Real shit, bro.
Because okay, let's throw me. It can never be me.
Yeah, but yeah, you were saying Nasisi said the same thing.
Yeah, the Shandis Galandu Katasquad, but the way he put it, it's that his fans didn't react the same way as Ilandu fans got Scott reacted.
Oh,
that's
don't
why I
compare
was
Nasty
like,
with Scott.
I think
no,
yeah.
not that I'm comparing him to Landuga, but he's a public figure now.
Yeah, but I think the level of also differs.
But exactly, but he said the same shit Scott said. But
he
didn't
said,
receive.
I don't need
No,
your...
nah.
You see?
No, I don't need your... But on the complaints of photographs
all
and shit.
that's why I was saying most of us get it because all celebrities don't want to be bothered while they're eating with their family and people are up there with their camera. They don't want to be bombarded with lines of people that want to take pictures with them. Where it became a problem is when he went on that podcast and was like, Mina, I don't need y'all. I didn't get here.
You go there to end your career. So
I saw that.
So right, guys.
But like, he was there on some, you guys didn't make me who I am. Who made him?
That's the crazy part. Because fam, if we didn't stream your music,
you have to be very talented to say that. And he's not that talented.
Not even talented people don't get anywhere because their music is not being streamed. You need fans. If you're a musician, you need people who listen to your music to become big. Don't you know underground artists? And you're like, yo, bruh, if this person...
Close at the main honorable mention.
Yeah, bro. Huh? Yeah, bro.
So, Arabazamaz.
But I'm just saying,
you need
fans.
Do you know Aeon from Durban? You don't know Aeon? Aeon September. Is it September or what?
I don't know. I don't listen to SA.
Plus, you should listen to her.
Do you also have Leo Brown?
So...
I don't like being suggested stuff. It takes me months because then I have a high expectation.
Now you should listen to her. She's actually very young. I think she's our age.
Stuff like people like her, if they got a fan base, I think they would get somewhere. Exactly. No matter if you're talented or not, you need a fan base, right? So him saying he doesn't need the fan base, and then his apology, he's busy there rolling a blunt, dog. Guys, it was a PR stunt. Yes, a press conference. And you see, so he was brave. He had a big chest enough, and he beat his chest on a podcast with proper cameras and microphones, and was like, I don't need y'all. But then when he realizes, oh wait, I do need these people, he's busy rolling a blunt on a live.
What he must do?
Athini betnan.
That was what he did when he said that statement. That was a professional setting where he was stating his opinion. It was almost like a press conference. It was almost like a press conference because it was right after he complained and people were complaining. So he went in a professional setting and said his opinion on the professional setting.
He was asked his opinion. No one asked him to apologize. Did they ask him to apologize?
Yeah,
so my chat is he went there, he was asked, he stated his opinion sharp, boldly. Now that he's coming to apologize, there's no need because no one is asking him. He's doing it because he sees the saying
the disrespect, the apology must be as loud as the disrespect. His
matter,
apology wasn't as loud.
Guys, baniphi isandla nifuna ingalo yonke.
Isandla ne-professional camera, ne-professional mic,
you guys being too harsh though. I feel like people I get he flopped. I hear that. But I feel like people are
Not
too
that.
hard.
Not
Niggas
that.
are like, check, we shall make an example now.
Exactly, they're
are.
making an example out of him because there's
Hey.
people that do much worse.
You know, but
And
I'm just saying.
the thing is, you can't. Yeah, when if Casper does this, if Casper said exactly what the nigga said.
On your vest, yes, on your vest.
But
I'm just saying,
he's been 10 years in the game. This nigga's been famous for a year.
But
Sports.
For a year.
he's been famous for a year, yes, but he's also been in the game.
But
He's been paying school fees.
Okay, but Angit, we're talking again.
Where you become an artist and you don't get shit for your work for you. Yeah.
But Angit was saying again, this comes back to blowing up. The fandom you get when you blow up is the fandom that makes you popular. Né? So from the time that he blew up, all those people, they don't know anything about the sports. People know the Scots dance, Batini man, Manje, all those
Yeah,
people, he pissed
Gabona.
them off. Because
He apologized, guys. Nifunani.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
We understand it, Yobana, you
your boyfriends
apologize.
do the bare minimum. They don't even get you a fucking rose when they apologize. Send for no Scots up with Amato, keeping him
But that's the thing. Maso now we don't sing in front of the camera.
My Wensan.
I'm an apology. I'm apologize over the phone.
When we commit the sin,
Oh!
we don't do it in front of the camera.
Hey!
Let's start when you find out your phone.
And also
Why my phone apology phone you
and
find out
also
your phone?
embarrassed
Oh, yeah, but
with small community. I got
Umuntu
embarrassed in
akufukisa
front of
ngawe
the
ikhayothisi
country.
yonke le.
Coyotes kuphela. Usicotha ubukise ngama-fans akhe i-country yonke. Country yonke.
hello.
No, guys, give Scott a break. Man.
Nah, but like now his fans are embarrassed because now
Nah.
you know that if you got a picture with Scott's, he didn't even want to take the picture. He ain't even like you. As a person who supports him, he ain't even like you. Now you're embarrassed at the fact that you even like this person in the first place.
I mean, they don't even like the fact that Scots is rude.
They liked it at first. They did. I'm not gonna lie. At first, when he was seen at the airport and he was just like, and his friends were making videos of him, and he would just be like, people liked it at first, they fucked with it, they were like, oh.
Because they thought it was jokes.
Exactly. Now, when it's supporters,
feel
it
that.
gets different because, okay, fine, you have places to be, show whatever. Say that then.
You have what?
Places to be. That's what he said, boss.
He said
I have places to be, guys. We can't just stop and take a picture. Hey.
he
Say
wasn't
that
lying
then.
though.
But
That's
say
in
that
my
then.
time.
Say
I'm
that then.
sacrificing my time to take a picture
No,
with
but
you.
I get that he needs to be punished, but not dancing at the events was enough, man.
Not
It was
dancing.
enough.
It wasn't.
It was enough.
It wasn't.
They kept quiet.
You understand what it
It
means?
Imagine.
Yes, it was enough, guys.
Tingacima.
Coyotes la. Damn.
It
They
was
did him so
enough.
dirty. Oh my gosh.
I would switch off the sound.
He was here, Gonja, and I didn't even come to the events. I'm not a fan like that.
I didn't even know it.
I didn't even know. Same. I'm not a fan of
Nanda
Scott like
me, I'm
that.
not.
freshers.
I've had freshers.
Yeah.
I
Nah,
think
he
your
didn't
job, but
arrive
we
to
didn't. We
freshers.
don't give a shit.
You know, I was satisfied. My freshest babe. Because
Woo!
people who like
Guys,
their
freshers,
fans,
ne?
because people who like their fans actually, you know, show love to their fans. Like,
Usi mamane.
Mamane literally said, "We're not going." He got in the car, and then the car went to that corner thingy. There is at a T junction or what, and then the car stopped, and he came out again. And no way, it's actually before that. He took pictures before he got in the car. He got in the car. He took pictures while he was in the car. They gave him that frame thingy while he was in the car. The car went there to that curve thingy. It stopped. He came out of the car and took. I was like, no. Yeah, you got time, my brother.
because he loves his fans. And he's from
He's
Durban.
young.
Abantu baseThekwini
Aye,
banani
aye,
banobuntu.
Aye,
abafana
Argumentative.
baseThekwini
Argumentative.
Abantu baseThekwini. People in Durban appreciate the people around them.
Go
and if
to
you support
Go
them.
to Bram Taxi Rank and say that about the taxi drivers from Durban.
Aye, you're my taxi driver.
There are people from Durban. They are people from Durban.
But abeko eThekwini. Abeko eThekwini. So they've been acclimatized.
Oh,
to-
they everything about them has been climatized except their language.
Yes. We will acclimatize everything but that one. But that one. Yabo leyo. uZulu awusoze
guys.
udedele. Fethu, oh my god, this thing. Guys. Off my chest, by the way.
I don't even have that. Okay.
The language thing. Have you guys seen the argument about coconuts and not being able to speak their home language?
Bro,
No. I haven't
I
seen
haven't,
the argument,
but-
but I can.
Okay, but yeah,
That's an
it comes
issue.
up every couple months. Like, but this time it's like becoming a topic for real. Where people are even calling people's parents coons and everything.
What?
Calling people's parents coons.
Okay.
Yeah,
Coon.
it's a coon it's an American derogatory term for black people who like to kiss ass to white people. Basically, call them a coon. You
They're
know?
calling the parents that.
They're saying your parents are cool. Basically, this argument apparently started on Twitter where they were like, being an adult and calling yourself a coconut and not being able to speak your home language and you're proud of that, you should be ashamed. Black
But
person.
you should.
Time.
You should.
You should, Vin.
You should.
So now the argument is the coconuts are defending themselves, saying no, but it's not our fault. And we're saying, we know, but when are you an adult? Why have you never sat down with yourself and said, no, I need to learn my home language?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the argument. You see, okay,
That is crazy.
when is it their fault? No. Do I think at some point it does become your responsibility to want to take part in your culture? And people are saying this is contributing to the extinction of our languages. Because now, imagine in 30 years, they're saying there's a documentary saying an ancient language called isiZulu has disappeared, mysteriously went extinct in a country where it was once the majority. And people are also saying, which I also believe, apartheid did what it needed to do, guys. If
It
right,
did.
it did exactly what it needed to do. Like, I had a friend in high
Of course
school.
it did. How long did it last?
It was like 40 years.
Oh, what's it like?
I'm telling you,
Like
it started
40
in what?
years.
It started in the 40s, ended in the 90s, 40s. That's like 60 years.
It's
60
a
years.
minute though. It's been a minute.
Yeah, but like it's before that, there was colonization. So colonization, apartheid, I think the manufacturer of apartheid was literally saying, so you have to break the black mind to actually succeed and make them feel like they themselves are inferior.
My chat.
Akira type shit, you know?
Exactly.
They have to feel inferior in themselves for this to succeed. So they did that so well that even people's parents look at black languages and they're like, no, it's like being able to speak English is a class signifier, and not being able to speak English is even worse because it's like, you've only been around white people, you've only been around white schools. That's why it's still a thing now where even now you can find kids younger than you who still don't know their home language because their parents, which are probably millennials, which would be what, people in their 30s?
I have. No, I'm trying to pick it up.
Yeah.
My chat is prior apartheid. Was there isiZulu? Was there
Yes.
before apartheid?
Yes.
Before apartheid?
Yes.
There was isiZulu.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And when did isiZulu start?
It started way back. I think the
At
country,
the
I mean the
beginning of
language
times.
of the tribe. Hella, there's no concrete time where you can say Zulu as the language started here, but you can trace it back, like way back, because even in Northern Africa, there's still some dialect where it's still in line with isiZulu, where you can say, okay, that's why it's called I think it's Nguni languages
It's
or
Nguni
Batu
languages.
dialects, where you can hear the because that means we migrated Nazi from northern, not western, northern Africa, rather. So the migration started long ago, and then white people kind of came and they were like, nah, shut it down. But we kind of didn't, you know. So our dialects, obviously, they do have Afrikaans white words. Because in Fatu was not a Zulu word, but it's a Fadu.
So we're saying, the coconuts must be shamed, must feel ashamed for not knowing their...
Yes.
Yes, their home language.
Why? Nami, people call me a coconut, but I still know my home language. And okay, be ashamed at a certain age. I think if you're under the age of 18, that's not really under your control. Your parents sort of determine what languages you know,
I can't really blame
what
the parents.
spaces. Why not? No,
Because
they deliberately do
they've
it though.
How?
Yes, they do it very intentionally, but they've been, I would say, brainwashed into believing that if I take my kids to this type of a school, then I'm doing better for my kids. I don't want them to go through what I went through. And so having to go to a school like Gufundiswa Khona Ivenek is sort of like a downgrade because of what has been happening when they went to school.
We don't.
So I don't really blame them like that. I'd say let's find a better way of convincing them without having to shame them, because no one is going to listen.
The difference there is I went to white schools, but I can still speak my home language.
I speak
it's a
6
choice.
languages.
It's a choice for the parents to. You can take your kid to a white school, All of us went to white schools, but some of us are able to speak vernac. Why? Your parents at home, when you went home, they spoke English. Why?
But guys, we can't all think the same. We can't all do the same
But
thing.
that's what we're saying. It is their responsibility. When you didn't see your culture, your home language important enough to teach your child.
What if Nayagayas na your culture?
Why
my mom doesn't know shit
see.
about Xhosa culture.
I can see those people have
doesn't know shit about Xhosa culture. What is she gonna teach me? What is she gonna teach? She doesn't know shit.
Can you speak it?
Xhosa culture. It's not just about no nyakotuga, yes, but like ekaya, they're not traditional like that.
But we're not speaking like Manje, you must tell
but
us
knowing your language is not enough.
But it's something. The fact that they don't know this as simple
I feel like
as
we'll never get
you
enough.
You can know your language, not know how to write it, not know how to read it. That's fine. Knowing, being able to communicate.
Once everybody knows their language, oh, now you don't know how to write it. Oh, now you don't know how to do the church. We'll never be satisfied.
But the fact remains.
Towards.
But we'll never be satisfied.
Like we will never reach a point of satisfaction.
We'll never, because there
it's
will be people
nature.
that
there will always be people more informed than you. But why don't you want to inform yourself on the most basic part?
Now I'm saying everybody informs themselves on the basic parts. Now the bare standards are kupu. Once we've reached that bare minimum song, now it's going up.
So
we're never going to be satisfied.
This argument is not on whether or not you know your culture more than anybody else. This argument is about why do you
not know anything?
Why do you find white languages more superior than yours that you spent your whole life learning, writing English? But we're saying if you are old enough to deconstruct those. If our parents are old enough to deconstruct that, everyone is old enough to deconstruct them.
I hear that. Now we've all deconstructed. Deconstruct foundation. Now you must be building. Now we've finished the stage of deconstructing, right? And now deconstructing is no longer a problem. Now there's going to be something on top of deconstructing that now we're now gonna say, okay, now you've deconstructed. Why now are you not building?
Okay, but that's not the argument. That's a separate conversation.
But it's the same thing.
No, it's not. Because now we are talking about we're talking about people who actively tell their kids or actively will say to you, my kids know French, German, and English. Mm-hmm. But no, I didn't want them to learn Zulu because, Zulu doesn't help you network,
Mm-hmm. They're not lying though, but okay.
They're not?
Okay, maybe here in SA and other places where there's Zulu.
But that's what I'm saying. We'll see. Why don't you want a network?
I mean, English is like,
it's a global medium, but you will never hear an Afrikaans person saying, I didn't teach my child Afrikaans because
I know plenty.
Afrikaans people?
Yes, I went to an Afrikaans word. I know plenty.
Who don't teach their children Afrikaans?
They don't even know Afrikaans.
Guys.
Who's this guy that asked me out to be chick that he's Yabona? And that's when I found out there's a difference between a white person and a boer. There's a difference. A white person they don't know Afrikaans, those people.
But we're not talking about white people. We're talking about Afrikaners. That's what I'm saying. There's khona mabhunu, khona belungu. We agree on that. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, Mina, you will never hear That's why AfriForum doesn't want to leave after they called Trump. They bailed him themselves and said, listen, we have a problem here. Now they don't want to leave. What did their reason for leaving?
Already left to US.
The reason? They were like, no, we don't want to leave because we don't want in 2-3 generations for our grandchildren not to be able to call us Opa. But as black people, we don't want our black kids to learn their African languages. You see where it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between... Mina, I went to school with people... I started Afrikaans in grade 5. I went to school with people who started Afrikaans in grade 1. Come a trick, I was doing... I was a black child. Because I wanted to pass, not because I wanted to pass. There was white kids who were doing worse than me. But they've been doing Afrikaans since grade 1. Why? Because their parents didn't find it important. Because why they were wise, their home language was English. But Afrikaans kids know Afrikaans. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between abelungu and amabhulu. You can agree
Kodwa
on that.
bakhona. Selutho abazali nabo
Abekho.
amabhuru. Kodwa
Okay.
ingane hawu lutho no
never.
ehle abamazi.
Never.
But nyani, kodwa
Never.
it's quite an issue in yokubana.
It happened.
nyani.
My chat is, it's not going to be easy for us to detect it in the Afrikaans people because bancane vele they're a minority. But it's not like it doesn't exist.
Manje as a majority sina kodwa we are letting
Asiba
our
uyanga
cultures
bona
go.
ama-Afrikaners be example ikhana. It's not about them.
My chat is,
Yes.
guys, and I still stand by what I'm saying. Yes, we will fight and say, vele, this is what they're doing and they shouldn't. Now, once we're in a situation where now everybody is doing what we're saying they must do. Every black family is embracing their culture. All the kids know, and it's being taught into the next generations. Now there's going to be something else. Okay, manje, you guys are not finding it important to do this. There will always be something. That's my
Agreed.
chat.
Different arguments.
Okwangoku kodwa ke,
Agreed.
let us work
So
on
Katanin.
Hey, Pella, in every
The
every
kid
scenario, there's
learning.
more you can do.
Yeah, and
True.
there will always be more that people want. So people will never be satisfied.
But this one is not about
Just because it's
satisfaction.
culture.
It's satisfaction yabantu. It's about when
Because
as a
Snoop John-
when as a black person. When as a black person, you come on here, you tell us, no, I went to white school. We all went to white schools there. All of us went to white
Exactly.
schools, but we still know our home languages, you know?
Nah, guys. This expectation. Okay, yeah, there is this expectation of every black person must know their thing, their home language. But I figure, igama lakhe is even fucking Anastasia or Monica. Her name is Monica. Ping. And then nimkhulumisa ngesizulu. Oh, guys, I don't know isiZulu. Oh,
Which is
guys, I don't know how to
crazy.
speak isiZulu. I know how to. Manje sekumele nimbheke snacks.
Yes.
Monica.
Ay, guys.
Yes.
Monica kutheni ungasazi isiZulu?
Ay.
Yes, in biggest snacks if she's nice. So when she says that, it's gonna be like, but most of the time people acclimate. I had a friend like that who didn't know her home language, but we acclimate because we understand. Ngeke usifunde much isiZulu. But we're
But
saying,
usifunda khona.
Angithi, since you know now, Uguti, it is weird and it is
Guys,
unusual.
So funda 12 years. Aphinda
Mfethu, ufunda isiZulu,
Yeah,
mfethu,
so-
ufunda your home language. You just need to be around the people who speak that language.
But what if she's never around those people?
That's where the problem starts. When you're always around white people.
I said, Pearl,
I used to live in the Northern
Uhlale
Cape.
esilomeni ama-coconuts.
What must she do? It's like
I
Eastern Cape just to prove Ukuthi she knows how to swallow cow dog on her head.
used to live
Exactly.
in the Northern Cape.
Tap
okay?
into your roots.
That's subjective to you.
But I'm saying, I'm giving you an example. I used to live in the Northern Cape. When I came back to KZN, I wasn't good in Zulu. I'm speaking, but my accent was a bit off. And the people around me would notice it and then comment about it. But what did I do? Did I sit there and say, oh,
So everyone
these
must do
people...
what you do.
Yes.
No, but people don't think like you.
Recognize
The way you're
ukuthi
putting it.
what you are doing is what you are experiencing is not necessarily normal. Because I recognize because okay, it is a bit abnormal for me to go around saying I'm Zulu, and not being able to speak Zulu properly. So I intentionally put myself in situations where I had to speak Zulu. My friends, I could have went to that school where it's a lot of white people, a lot of Indians, and said no, I'm only
But you
gonna
act
be
like
friends
choosing a
with.
school is your choice.
Lalela, awulaleli.
Inkinga yakho
Ngithi
ngithi
mina
Inkinga yakho
esikoleni
wena
awulaleli hayi ukuthi angifiki awulaleli ngithi ngiyachazela ukuthi kanje yabo ngafika kulesa sikole there was white people in the school I could have chosen ukuthi since bangihleka mangikhuluma isiZulu mina ngiyohlala nabelungu did I do that no why bona benza leyo nto
Again, you want people to do what you did.
we are saying that's the only solution so why not do that hey I didn't do that but
Oh, you just said you did.
yeah, I said I
No.
didn't. I said I didn't.
Chill.
I didn't. I said what I didn't
My chat
do.
is,
I mentioned
you are
what I
saying-
didn't do.
You want. I get you saying yes, it's a problem, and I acknowledge the fact that it's a problem. But now you want it to be solved the way you solved it, and
But
you're
they're
saying
not
it's the
solving
only
it.
way.
I can see we're giving them solutions because they're not solving it. I mean, they give you excuses, but you give them solutions, but they're my excuse. I mean, we're giving them steps you can take to acclimate yourself. I went to a white school where every day at class we spoke English, but we still spoke Zulu when we got the chance. And eventually,
So they must do
I
that.
got it. Yes. When you get the chance to speak Zulu,
They
that's
must
how you
learn
learn the
their home
language.
language.
When these people want to go to France, they sit in their house and they put French stickers on everything and know everything in French. They can't do that with English. I mean, with Zulu or Xhosa or Sotho. That's where the problem. That's the problem. That's where the problem is. Abafuni, and they should be ashamed. Hey, and not that. Okay, angithi mina they babefuna mele bafune ngenkani. Ngithi mina they must introspect and dismantle the white supremacy that is embedded in them. Because why, when as a black person, uthanda ama language abantu abamhlophe?
Valid. But it's valid.
White supremacy. Internalized.
I mean, it doesn't sit well. I hear what you're saying.
It
just doesn't sit well with me. Which now, the first thing you're going to assume, Moboni coconut to go to Tanda Belu.
It's not necessary.
You see, she's not even denying it. That's my chat. There's people that genuinely has nothing to do with Tanda Belu or what. I love English. I speak 6 different languages. What can you say? Let's do or die. I will speak English.
Okay, but
I love it. But that doesn't mean now saying ngithanda belungu ngoba kuyi language abelungu. No, man.
I don't like the
way it sits when she explains it.
You're not you don't only speak English. That's the difference. You don't see it like that because you
with me it wasn't a choice. If I had a choice, I'd just speak English. With me it wasn't a choice.
But Angithi, even at this point in your life, you were put in situations where
without a choice.
Yeah,
so now they must
that's
do that.
why si blame abazali because they don't put them in situations where
angeke ngiphethe ingane yami ihlale emasabhabsini mina bese ngiyayithatha ngiyise emakhaya just because.
Why not? Mina ngangiye lokishini.
It's just visiting.
Wishawe yogeza vaskomini.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Humble beginnings. Ukuveka kuthiwa la sunlight bus
Those people that
made a lot of lawyers.
Those people that live in those humble beginnings don't get out. I must take my child there.
You don't have to get out. Because they're already out.
You're already out.
So
why must I go back?
You're when
you date someone do you go back and visit that person?
That's not the same thing.
But you're going back.
It's not the same thing.
You are going back.
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
See you in the next episode.
I'm not against them learning our languages.
Learn your home languages. That's all we say.
Why you Zulu?
Learn your home languages. Tap in.
This life,
tap in.
Whether uyasikhuluma noma kukwena.
uNkulunkulu akusiyena umlungu.
You don't
ukhumbule lokho.
Kanimeni.
uNkulunkulu akusiyo umZulu.
Kodwa akusiyena umlungu.
Kodwa akusiyo umZulu.
Yet
awazi na ukuthi uyini.
Funda
uNkulunkulu ngumXhosa.
Funda efuna never
ngumXhosa.
Yekele.
Funda oyifunayo. Le uthi wena no sekumela now you're not even enjoying ngoba usoyenza ngoba sekuthiwa it's a must. Athi
uzoenjoy maso right.
Uba
enjoy maso.
Do you know a Sotho person that enjoys speaking Zulu?
Yes. Abasithekweni ngiyabazi mina. Khona amasuthu lapha eThekwini.
AmaSuthu.
Khona ngabasuthu angempela. La basuthu diluted.
So moving to Durban for work. Hi, bye.
Man, let's close it. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe,
I'm half Xhosa.
share.
Do you know how much I hate that language? It's sexy, but I hate it.
Like,
share, subscribe. And you know, the conversation never ends. Keep on commenting.
Subscribe.
And on IG as well, still stay talking. And on TikTok, still stay talking.
And on Facebook, still stay talking.
Facebook.
Yes.
It's a big mouse. Facebook.
Hey, bye.
Bye, guys.
Love you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ungezwa amahle.
Hayi.